Hello, my petals, and welcome to another installment of the Roze Garden. I am your host, Tabula Rosa, aka La Rosa Negra, or Black Rose if you're nasty, and I'm coming to you in the spirit of hydrate and mind your business. Because, like in the words of Tabitha Brown, because that's your business. Gosh, I love that lady. I would go vegan because of her, but I refuse. I refuse to let go of dairy. I'm sorry. It's good to my soul. It just is. Anyways, that's something that I've said for years, but doubled down on it when everyone out of nowhere started like really caring about skincare in high school. Cause like there were always the commercials that came on TV, but like there was a whole like wave where everybody out of nowhere was all like, my skin. The title of today's episode is something I'm borrowing from Tiffany Haddish: Joyful Greens. Mostly because I'm trying to keep it cute, but more importantly because it's imperative in the current times that we, black people especially, conserve our peace and while remaining vigilant and channeling our rage and frustration and hurt and anxiety into making change, invest in our own and each other's beauty and peace and mental well being. Now is the time to really be loving on our families, our blood or chosen, and friends, and cultivating happiness. For example, my mom sent me a picture of my godmother found the other day, and it was a photo of me and my grandmother and my cousin. My grandmother I lost when I was 7, and my cousin I haven't seen in a few years. Not even a few years. Has it been? No, it's not been a whole decade yet. Not yet. I don't think so. I think it was like 12 when I was either 12 or 13. But almost going on a whole decade. And I mean, I don't blame her for it because I've realized now that I've gotten older that life takes us all in separate directions. And plus, my mom still keeps up with all the different family on Facebook and whatnot. So I feel like I still at least have some sort of grasp on her because I know that she's okay. Words cannot express the sheer happiness that stirred within me. For a good while, it was like all the problems of the world were just gone. I could breathe. I could authentically smile and see my grandmother too. Whoo, child, it took me back to like this place of childlike innocence. It was just, it was amazing. I try to hold on to it by being true to myself and whatnot, but it's not the same. It truly felt like I'm gonna make a reference for my Flash fans out there. It felt like I was in the Speed Force, just outside of time, looking at a moment in the past. It was so surreal. And that's the kind of energy I think we should try and be on right now. I'm trying to be outside of the work for a change. Like, we're all always going to be invested in the protests so we don't have to feel this black guilt that we're not doing enough on one side or another, because inevitably the protest is us. But hell, it's summertime. I'm gonna make me some lemonade. I might spike it with some tequila, might not. Who knows? I'm getting in the water. I'm gonna wash away my worries, take a dip, splash, and just enjoy time. I'm taking in the sun. I'm gonna purify my soul, bless my melanin, and really let it deep and sink in. Cause look, I've accepted it because too many people have told me apparently I am light skinned, or not even light skinned, but brown skinned. But I tell you, my soul is chocolate, like darker than Wesley Snipes chocolate. So that should let you know something. Ugh. And yes, it matters because like I'm bliggity black and I'm black. I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. But above all else, because it's so sentimental to me, I'm gonna be dancing under the moon. Cause like If I can take a minute to just enjoy my nights and be with the moon and the stars and everything, I'm not on Earth, on this planet. I'm not dealing with anything where my problems live. For a brief moment in time, I truly am free. I can escape. And so I pose the question, what do you do when you realize you're unhappy or distressed or in disorder? And I've got to tell you, for starters, like, the first question that made sense to me is asking, like, how? Like, how did you get here? I was gonna try and improvise another verse, but right now my brain's not there for it. But seriously, that's such an important question. Like, how did we get to this point, and why am I feeling this way? Would be the next question in the system, I would assume. But like, I don't know. When you ask yourself why and how, like, how do we get here? I guess you can look around. Sometimes it's introspective, sometimes it is other people. And that's okay too. After you've realized how you've gotten here and you analyzed why, keep asking why. Just dig for a little bit because you want to dig deep and keep like really getting down to the root of what's got you feeling this way right now. And then after you figured out what's got you feeling that way, you can sort of start to confront other questions like, have I eaten something today? Have I hydrated myself? Because, like I said at the top of this, drink water and mind your business. Because sometimes that really is the key to life. My business is here and only here. Y'all can't see. I do it all the time. I mind my business like this, and it's right in front of my face. Because that's where my business is. I've had moments where minding my business has gone awry, and I just. One time's enough. One time is really enough because it only takes one big moment to build, not necessarily regret, because regret doesn't change anything, and more than that, if I regretted it, I wouldn't be in this space where I am now, where I can realize again the penalty and the value in minding your own business. But then after you've asked if you mind your own business, sometimes you can just sort of, and this one comes from my friend Soph. She's like, what aspect am I putting my focus on? Like, that makes sense. Because if you're going to devote the energy to being, like, angry or upset or stressed out, or if you're going to devote that energy to being, what's the word? In full disorder or let it disrupt your peace, you got to figure out when and what it is specifically so that you can redistribute or divert that energy, and then after you divert that energy you can do what you please, honestly. Also, can we take a minute to a brief moment of joy, I guess you could call it, but I promise you, Evelyn from the internet's called it best when she said it, because I'm drinking it right now, and it's good, but it's not cold, so it's really, really just, all the tastes in it are starting to come out for me. Coconut water really do taste like baby sweat. But, after you've analyzed that why and how, sometimes you have to ask yourself, did I have a hand in causing this? Because we know we can lead to our own destruction and downfall. Who's your worst enemy other than yourself? Your worst critic, the person who's going to drag you the hardest, all these different things. Like, we really can't, like, not only we can't take ourselves too serious, because I guess if you didn't take yourself so serious, it wouldn't be valid or respect towards yourself. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if you really just devote all that energy into pouring that negativity into you, then you're going to destroy yourself. Like, I've never seen negativity build something positive. Now, if you're putting pressure on yourself, I mean, sometimes you got to ease up, but pressure is okay because you got to squeeze a rock to make diamonds. But we don't need destruction or any kind of like wear and tear on our souls right now, especially again with everything going on right now. We've got a president right now who seems to think that because we're speaking out against a system that has never valued us, that we're thugs. We have people who are haphazardly just throwing their support behind this president, both between in marginalized and minority groups as well. Some even being our own, and for them, we can't disown them, and I think some people would be quick to, but I'm in a space where I do this in spite of their thoughts because realistically, I realize that they're gonna still be black no matter where they're placing their beliefs. And it just, that you got all this external negativity and energy being placed on you. Why would you want to look into something else as well for another reason to make you hurt? You know? Really sit and ask yourself that question. And I'm going to tell you, because I've had a lot of lessons in this week. I really have. And that's why it's so imperative that we all, again, I'm going to keep saying it. You're probably going to get annoyed with me, but I've got to say it ad nauseum. Secure your peace. Put that shit on lock. Just full clink, clink. Also, do like, I'm not saying break your wallet or anything like that, but take a small moment to just do what makes you feel happy. Like for me, I got mason jars and reusable straws, and it don't sound like much to you, but it feels like the cutest thing in the world to be able to grab my mason jar and my straw and just, yes, the whistle was necessary because somehow I'm sure you pictured that entire image. And plus, now it's very petty, yes. And for those of you who know me, pettiness is one of my downfalls, my plights. But alternately, that pettiness, wow. English, if I could speak it, that would be great. Please and thank you. Great. Pettiness. Sometimes pettiness is fun. It's childlike. That's initially what that word means. I can sit down, watch me a good show that I haven't seen since I was a child, which is what I'm doing right now. Although I find myself constantly in a space of introspection, and that's not what I want right now. It's not what anyone needs right now because there's a lot of, again, analysis of the world we live in currently. I just want to exist in a space where I can just do with that what you will. And as I'm talking, it's not necessarily that it's hard to make a topic of this. It's hard to make a topic of this and try and stay positive. So I'm gonna sort of turn away from talking about all the things that could take away from our joy, because I'm sure you need not any reminders. And plus, I'm naming off some of them, but some of these don't affect everyone listening right now, and I can acknowledge and accept that. However, again, let's just try and get back to our joy. So then there's some people who There's some people who will try and sap your joy and your kindness and your energy and your love and everything else you can have to offer. And it's not okay. I was going to say that's okay, but it's not okay. But there's nothing you can do necessarily to stop them. So what I would say is, if you have to be in a situation where things start to deplete you of your happiness and joy, either go in there like a flare and overwhelm that person with the joy so that they can't steal any more from you because they're already overwhelmed and it hurts. Like, just explode joy on them. Just wait. Pause. That you know what? I'ma just hang it up for the night. I gotta go home. That was not what I meant. Let's take it back 1 second. You've got to. Yeah, no, there's no other way to say that, and it's bothering me. And now, I can hear you already. If you don't stop laughing at me, pull up and square up right now. I feel attacked. I feel very, very attacked. Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chins. I won't take this. This is going to be a very, it's a random episode mostly because it's just about trying to not necessarily make you laugh because I'm not a court jester, but also make you laugh because definitely just listen to everything within you that's telling you that you are enough and you are worthy, you are beautiful, you deserve to be treated like a human. Listen to all those voices that are telling you that you are intelligent. Different things. Just reaffirm yourself. Reaffirm yourself and realign all your beliefs. If you learned your pencils, I promise you, once I learn how to speak English, it's over for the world. I promise. Once, if you learned your principles from anime, go back and watch that series from start to finish. Right now, I'm staring at my Naruto flag, and I mean, there's different things I've drawn from different characters, but one of the biggest ones is trying to stay positive in the face, not only positive, but stay driven and joyful and stay true to myself despite everything else is going on, because that was the whole main character's shtick. It was the appeal. He was like the knucklehead, clearly, but aside from him being the knucklehead, he was a class clown, but he made people smile, and he may not have been the smartest, but every time he set his mind to something, he would do it. And that was his power, more than anything to do with his energy level or all the different perks and anime buffs he got, because that's another story. We're gonna talk about anime life in a different episode. But aside from all them different perks and everything that he had going for him, his biggest power and ability was that resilience and drive. And not only that, he inspired it in others. He pulled it out of people and pulled out a change of mindset, a change of heart, a change of energy. Now, I'm not saying you gotta go and change people. Just be so unabashedly yourself that people can't help but feel infected and affected by that energy. That's the ultimate stunt right there. Just, I'm so me that you want to be me. You want to be like me. Literally, this episode's gonna have not as much sequence because I'm bouncing around and quiet as kept. It's my show. I can do what I want to. But I'm gonna borrow from my playlist for a minute, because this week's playlist isn't gonna be exactly a structured playlist, because if it was just me, it would only be 5 songs. I definitely invite you all to help contribute to this playlist, honestly, It's going to be an open, shared playlist where everyone can put in a song or two that really makes them feel like joyful. Please look over the playlist and make sure that you're not putting in any repeats, because I get the feeling that I'm gonna see Pocket Full of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield, and I can only listen to Take Me Away, A Secret Place, so many different times. Like, I will go insane. I will go crazy. Thank you for listening. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna borrow from the playlist right now. The energy you've gotta live in is a mix of 2 Jill Scott songs, Hate on Me and Golden. Like, you gotta walk around, and I know you can hear the smile in her song when she's singing it. Just this big cheekbones to the sky smile. All the sunlight is bouncing off of it, just ping. Her teeth was white as hell that day. If nothing, like, that was the whitest they've ever been that day when she made that song, because they was out here. They was just glistening. There might have even been some veneers. Well, no, I don't think she used veneers, but I don't know. They was white as a mug, and you could hear it. And I know y'all know what it means to hear a smile, because you can hear when somebody's smiling. Like when you call your best friend, be like, bitch, I got some tea. They be like, bitch. Yep, that's that sound right there. That's what a smile sound like. You can hear it in there. And all them different lyrics where she's talking about everything that comes from living in your freedom and happiness and everything. Just, that's what centering does for you. And that's an example of cultivating your peace. There's a video by India.Arie. Again, she's got a lot of different smile songs. Video, Little Things, just neo soul, but like 2002 neo soul and before, like something to do with that early 2000s / late 90s neo soul. Not to shit on our current generation of it, because it definitely do slap, but something about that vintage neo soul, just, it did something to your soul, because it was neo soul, especially because it was really, really new as a subject and genre. But on top of that, maybe it's because they had to try harder. I don't know what it was, but baby, it really, really made you dig deep into yourself. And either you thought about what was going on in life, or if you weren't thinking about what was going on in life, then you were thinking about how you can contribute to the world. And I don't mean in a "we are the world," because that was cute, but no. MJ didn't have that level of introspection or reflection, or none of those actions and actions. MJ is something that you can definitely add to the playlist, though, because there's several MJ songs that'll just make you feel good. It'll take you back to a kid when you had your socks on, and you know your mama told you shouldn't have been walking around in your socks, but the song was on and she saw you sliding back and forth, so she sort of just looked the other way. That's the one. Or you running through the house, like, this was before Megan Thee Stallion ever existed, but you very much were running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider. Except it wasn't your nigga house, it was your parents' house. Just that energy, just, I'm running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider. That right there. Going outside and do one of them. Go inside and do them. I give you full permission, especially considering we grown now, because everybody listening to this, we are adults, likely in our own places, paying our own bills, and sure, we have parental support and assistance, but for the most part, we are responsible for ourselves. I give you full permission, and realistically, I'm not giving you permission, I'm just saying this out loud, because you're going to say you give yourself permission. Jump on your bed if you feel like it. Jump on your bed like them little white kids did back in the day when we used to watch them TV shows and be like, black people don't do that. Mama gonna beat her ass. Sometimes I've realized there is a certain piece to sometimes operating how white people do. I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were all like, you know how white people pack, especially rich white people when they're going somewhere? They don't worry about trying to stunt on the island and worry about these big ass like suitcases where they've got these amazing outfits and all this makeup and everything. They pack a couple pair of shorts, a couple pairs of underwear, a couple shirts, some socks if needed, and the bare essentials. And they just go. And they enjoy their time walking around in like the same pair of shorts or the alternate pair of shorts that they had on. Not really worried about anything because they're there to enjoy themselves. And why the hell do I care what somebody else has to do when I'm worried about being happy? Play dress up if you want to. But be sure to put your clothes back because unlike when we were a kid, our mother, or maybe you had to do your own laundry, but we don't have someone regulating us to do our laundry. And I know if you don't self-regulate, it will likely not get done or you will get frustrated. So as soon as you get done playing dress up, dress them clothes back on that hanger and put it in the closet. Dress them clothes back in that dresser. But yeah, play dress up. Get creative with your makeup like you want to. Put colors on your face you've never thought you wanted. You never thought you could. You never thought you would ever try. And if you're not feeling confident in it, that's okay. You don't have to take pictures. I recommend you take pictures because, again, this is about you, not anyone else. Take the pictures. Enjoy it. If you decide to post it and share it to the world, share it to the world. And I don't mean share it to the world for validation and confirmation. Share it to the world to share your joy, your enjoyment, the peace that these pictures brought you. That's what you do. Reach out and get you a donut. And I said this in my very first episode, or not a donut, get you an ice cream cone. You can't look angry eating ice cream. I say eating because, damn you, Zeno. Some people really do be full Conan the Barbarian, nom nomming their way into some ice cream. I don't know. That bothers me slightly. It does. But. I will survive. It's a toxic app, but make TikToks. Go, all the apps are inevitably gonna be toxic because there's always some bigoted person who has no interest in trying to reform because their only thoughts in life are getting to the bag, which I have no qualms with that because I understand that get to the bag energy, especially as a poor person myself. It's inevitable to admit my poorness, but getting to the bag can corrupt you on the inside because you're doing all this work, and what is it doing for your soul? You can't work a 9 to 5 or 2 to 9 or whatever you work in at a fast food job and expect it to be nourishing your soul. You can't. Play a video game. If you can, and this is all stuff that I want you to do, not necessarily trying to steal time from your jobs if you're still working or taking away from your responsibilities. Everyone's got free time. And I really, really want you to make time for this because it's so important. It's so important to you. Play a video game. Play a video game that you haven't played in years or that you've been letting dust off because it brought you a lot of fun and you didn't remember how much fun it was because maybe you got frustrated with it because you couldn't beat that one level because the game really do be cheating because you sitting here, you didn't beat this entire character's ass within an inch of his life and he only hit you once and somehow you still ain't get the S rank. This is an anecdotal reference. I'm frustrated. mind me, but don't mind me, cause like, sometimes these games really do be cheating, or I'll be living my best life out here on full flex, just dot 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 dot, and then out of nowhere, just like my buttons be switching up, and I'm like, hold on, now I know y'all seen. And this is usually when I'm playing with somebody else too, so it's not even like I'm sitting there by myself going crazy. You can't get gaslighted by a game when somebody else seeing the game do the same damn thing. You can't do it. You won't do it. I can't go for that. Nope. None of that. None of that. It sounds odd. Well, something that brought me joy that I didn't think was going to. I got myself a toolbox. It's a cute little black and pink tool set, and it's the most, like, it's practical, so I've got things around the house, but it's the prettiest thing ever, so I can literally just go in there, and I'm all like, I feel like a little kid, I'm all like, I'm gonna go build something, and I will stand in the mirror with the hammers, with the screwdriver, with the pliers, and then on top of that, they serve as other perks, not perks, props. We don't talk about perks. We're gonna get to that a little bit down the line, but what I don't want you to do in this time to spark joy is anything that has side effects. So, like, for example, if you drink and you get mad, perhaps alcohol isn't the source of your joy. Isn't what you should be doing to try and spark joy right now. Me, I can drink and not really get mad. I'm more of a, like, hey, it's the vibe. It's a, like, I get obnoxiously happy when I'm drunk. Oh! Yes, all that. I don't know what. I turned into a dinosaur for 3 seconds. Wow. Rawr, bitch. My water's almost gone. Oh, yes. That's what you can do. And it sounds so weird, but I'm about to say it right now. Go to the store, look, and I mean really, really go to the store and look. Go shelf by shelf, aisle by aisle, and do this on a day when you have nothing, and I mean nothing to do. It's Corona time, so wear your mask or some sort of garment or bandana or something to cover your face, because it matters. I don't care if this city did say they are completely Corona free. They could be lying. The hospitals was being super strict. How we know everybody is Corona free? It's not like they went to house by house and tested every single person in this county. They don't care that much. So care about yourself. Wear a mask. But go to the store, shelf by shelf, aisle by aisle, and just start looking for things that you ain't done or seen since you were a child. Double Dutch ropes. One of them rainbow, not even rainbow color, but like, I don't know what the pattern is called. Like the ones that sort of look like clouds, but it also got that pastel coloring over it. One of them balls. Blow you up a beach ball. Get you a coloring book. What's something else? We find you a piece of candy that you ain't had like a kid, or not even candy, some sort of concoction. Like, for example, this is for my hood people out there, because this is a hood delicacy. Get you a good Kool-Aid pickle. And if you know, you know. I feel everybody who don't know turning up their face. It's the mixture of the sour and the sweet that really make it pop off. You should try it. But like, alternately, the reference I was going to use to try and explain it also said something that I just can't bring myself to try. It's, you know what? I'll say it anyways. And then, like, you'll try that one as well. And I don't want to discourage it. I can't bring myself to do it personally because I'm just not that adventurous. And I know how, but I mean, also, the tuna that I grew up eating was very sweet already, because the way my mom makes it, she uses a sweet relish in it, and then she uses a bit of other things. Not to say that other people don't use sweet relish, but I've also had people who use dill relish. But Adrienne Bailon from The Real uses an example where she talks about eating tuna sandwiches with Kool-Aid because it's a mixture of the tart or sourness with that sweet tang there of the Kool-Aid, and it really does just make both of the foods accentuate each other. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do this with tuna, but I know it works with pickles because I've had that. I've done that. Or alternately, if you don't want to do the pickle, get you some hot Cheetos, get you some nacho cheese, and get into it. Get into it. Put you some nacho cheese over them chips, chili if you're nasty, jalapenos if you're filthy, maybe even a little chamoy if you're disgusted. Really just sop it up. Just make it real soaked up and juicy and like sauced up. And you can even take a moment to put your adult spin on it. After saucing it up or whatever, you could before you sauce it up or whatever, you could pour the chips onto a plate. And then take the nacho cheese and put a cute little drizzle over it and spin the plate like the little chefs be doing, so it looks like a little, like, zigzag lines that be on top of them fancy chocolates. And you can take the chili and sort of just, like, put in a circle around it so that it looks all cute. And then carefully place the jalapenos and really decorate all of it. You can get into that. Hell, you know what? I might go out and try this today. Make some hot Cheeto nachos. Like, not necessarily well, yeah, I would probably do chili cheese because I don't know. Beans, we're not doing that with beans. I'm adventurous. And, like, again, this goes into that childlike wonder, but not yet. I'm not going there. My stomach is growling. But take some chili, some cheese, maybe put a little bit of guac on it. Try it out. I mean, what could it hurt? Little guac, little sour cream. Some people like onion. I don't really like it that much. It's not that great. But, you could slap some onion on that hoe. You can. Do what feels good to you is the entire gist of what I'm saying right now. Call a friend. Like I said, double dutch. Play hand games. Oh my God. I was hanging out with friends the other night and we were drunk and it got to a competitive space, and I know I was right. If you're listening to this, I was right, and I know I was right. And I was winning and you wasn't, and you just mad. But it's okay. It's okay. Cause I won and you didn't. Ew. But definitely, like, that hand game, when I tell you, for a brief moment in time, I was living my best life. My best life. There was nobody in the room who was actually mad. Like, there was slight competitive frustration, but why is English so hard? It all circled back to good sportsmanship. There we go. And in the good sportsmanship, I definitely, like, everyone was laughing. There's a TikTok challenge right now where everyone's flashing back to Hip Hop Harry, where there would be the dance breaks towards, I think that was the end of the show. And, like, you can't be mad while you out here trying to fuck it up. Definitely be on beat, because that one kid who was on his knees was off the beat all the way. Like, it wasn't even Blueface off the beat. It was like, it was worse. And that should let you know something. But, yes. If you know me personally, and I'm going to say this, and this sounds very arrogant slightly, I know. But also, I want you to realize it's not a place of arrogance. It's something that I intentionally exude and try and exist in. Try and take a moment to be like me, where no matter what, if you feel displaced, if you feel like you shouldn't be in that setting, if you feel like you don't belong, try and smile anyways. Because, again, happy is infectious. And if you're happy and enjoying yourself, it may be weird and people may mock you and try and put on airs, But you can't fight happy. You really can't. And you can't fight it too long either, because before you know it, you're going to be like, you know what? That look weird, but I wonder what's making them so happy about it. Let me go find out. Boom, you got. And as soon as you go and find out, you may not care for it, but seeing somebody else happy about that, just do what, I sound so repetitive, and it's so important to me right now. Do what feels good to your soul. Right now, it's, again, circling back to the it's summertime point. Summertime is workout season for all the black people who don't traditionally work out. All year long, we be eating our greens and macaroni and cheese and fried chicken and different other southern, not even southern, I won't say southern because that was co-opted by white people, but the soul food, that's the word I'm really going to use, because there's a whole range of all the different foods that we eat, and it's not the best for us. That's a different conversation I'm going to have later about eating. Hopefully, I'm going to see if I can get my friend Ollie to do that one with me. But, we spend all year eating that stuff, and then we get to the summertime, and we still eating it, don't get me wrong, because we got these holidays and stuff. But this right here is the cha-cha slide season. So I need you to break out your wobble. I need you to hit the electric slide. I need you to hit the cha-cha slide. Y'all doing it at these protests, and I'm so proud of you. Don't do it with the police, because that is a photo op. They are using that moment, and then after they use that moment, they are turning on us. But yes, at them protests or in your house or wherever you at, you can go to a friend's house, y'all get together. I say this off the record because I know people are still collecting and convening, despite the fact that we're supposed to be on quarantine. But you can go to a friend's house and y'all get together. You hit a cha-cha slide. Y'all hit a electric slide, a cupid shuffle, a wobble. I can't think of all the different slides and stuff. I wasn't the one who would always collect and curate the playlist for them. It was a different family member who would do it. But yeah, get out there, bust you a slide. Put you on a good long twerking playlist and really get in the mirror with your favorite shorts. Shake ass. If you are a dude, grab you a pillow and yike like you ain't never before. I mean, send your pillow spine to Mars. Yes, and I mean it. Like, don't think too much about it after you finish, because then, I realize a lot of our dances are sort of sexualized, so you will find yourself in a space where you have been dry humping a pillow. That's besides the point. Take lots of pictures. And it's pinnacle. As much as you may feel like a bad bitch when you don't smile, it's pinnacle that I need you to, when you take these pictures. And again, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you post them or not. Smile in these pictures so that you can remember the time that's going on right now. Remember the time when you had a smile. Do you remember the time when you did dance, girl? But yeah, allow them take them pictures. Have you have that good smile in it. The 4th of July is coming up. Many of us likely will not have American flags because black people, that was not our independence. That was not our liberation. Honestly, ours is this month. We should be celebrating Juneteenth. That's June 19th. 1868 if we're real, because it was 1865, but a lot of the slaves didn't get notice that they were free until 1868 because the South was really trying it. But we need to be celebrating Juneteenth for our liberation. But a lot of us are going to be on the 4th. It's a holiday, and we need no excuse to get out and enjoy life. So we may not be patriotic, but we're going to be out there shaking ass in the name of America, stepping in the name of America, feasting in the name of America, commingling. Pop you some fireworks. Not the illegal ones that's going to have my whole house shaking for no damn reason. I was that person growing up. You don't want to be that person because everyone is looking like, who is the asshole that just set those off? Well, I wasn't that person. My father was, but I found amusement in it. Maybe that makes me toxic. Maybe. Toxicity is something we'll get into later because there's so many different things. There's so much to talk about and not enough time. And it's also hard to stay focused. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to run it back. That's what I'm going to do. Wear clothes that your mama told you couldn't because they were tacky as a kid. Not because you intend to go anywhere, but just because you really had that, you deserve that curiosity and that space to explore. We look at all them different jokes of like seeing kids that be having on green pants, a brown shirt, some blue shoes, and like a purple set of bracelets and say this don't match. I mean, if you take the time, it do. That's the 80s, baby. That's the 80s right there. And sort of getting to my last segment, which is turning a new leaf. My advice comes from my sis and Black excellence, Bree. Remember the better times are coming. And I don't mean just right now, because that's definitely important to consider in this current moment and in this current climate and with everything going on. But remember better times are coming in general, because you can never, like, time is always moving. You had one shitty moment or a few shitty moments, and that moment is over. And now you feel shitty in these moments, but realize that as soon as you let it, and as soon as you get to it, because definitely you have the power to do this, and I'm not saying that all your feelings are your fault. I'm not saying that these are solely your responsibility or all that. Sometimes you do need to go to therapy and talk it out with somebody. Sometimes you do need to call up your homegirls. But remember, after you get through whatever you're feeling right now, there is a better time ahead. And likely better will also reflect in greater times are coming. Because if you really invest in your feelings and your healthiness and well-being and mental space and all those different things, invest in all that energy, I tell you, you are going to be powerful. Powerful. And as the bell rings, I get to the end of my water. I will definitely curate the playlist, but I'm not going to have this list of songs because, like I said, this is going to be a collective project. We are all going to build this week's playlist. And this is going to continue growing and building for however long this podcast goes. And I likely will not ever take it down, but... Well, I won't say but, because that negates everything I was said before, but... This time I will say but. However, hopefully it grows big as hell. And you listen to other people's songs because they might not be what you would normally listen to. But take happiness and pride in knowing that that's what makes other people happy. Because again, that infectious energy. Until next time, my petals, this has been me, Tabla Rosa, aka La Rosa Negra. Black Rose, if you're nasty. I feel like people really enjoy me saying that. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.